top 3 things that would make the best difference for the human situation, predicament, whatever you may call it, are: 1, to learn our place in the universe, that to see our oneness with it physically, to see our oneness with everything physically, and to see the interconnectedness of everything, and to realize the significance of life and existence in this universe, and to see the trajectory, the telos of creation. I think that is number 1. Number 2 is how to think. Like, how to take pieces of information such as, why is watermelon healthy? XYZ. By that same logic, you can then infer whatever else things. To learn how to process things, to learn how to take information, make sense of it, and then be able to play with it and do something that then is meaningful with it and original. To use your intelligence. This is how to think. And the third thing is how to think from different perspectives. I think this can be taught through getting people to try to debate things from different points of view and rewarding them for doing well regardless of what side they're on. And through that process, people will realize that I think that actually it's very easy to argue for any side. There is no one side that is really like that much better. Otherwise they wouldn't be sides, it would just win. But the fact that there even are sides in some way, I mean, not always, but there's this whole thing where if you can think from different points of view, from different perspectives, and think about, argue for example that God exists or God doesn't exist, or that money is the root of all evil, or money is a good thing, or that whether we should have healthcare or not have healthcare. Any topic of interest can be approached from both sides or many sides, and if you take some time to really dedicate yourself to argue for that side, I think it will be very self-convincing, and that process will help people see that all these different points of view have some merit, and it's not about who's right, it's about how can we put them together in the best way. Because we all want the same thing. And I think that is an incredibly important cherry on top, to see that everyone in this world wants the same thing. We all just want to feel good. What I mean by that is that we want what the innermost desire for everyone is, we just want something, some kind of life, some kind of journey, some kind of experience, some kind of something that eventually, basically, we just want to feel good and not bad. We want to feel safe, we want to feel proud, we want to feel like we're cared for, we want to feel important, we want to feel successful, we want to feel beautiful. All these things, they're just good feelings. So essentially everyone just wants to feel good. And yes, people want to approach that differently. Maybe for somebody feeling good is getting fucked in the ass all day long, and maybe for somebody else it's sitting and watching the flowers grow. But we don't have to live in a world where person A and person B have to be in conflict, because there is enough people where these people can have everyone can have a good time. Like, there's enough for everybody. That's what this whole universe, that's the whole message of this universe. This fucking infinite creation. There is enough for all of us. if we just calm down and use the technology we have and just stop doing what we're doing right now, where we're just destroying everything for no real meaningful reason other than we're used to doing it this way, and then make a way of doing things together that provides the best result for all of us, instead of provide some weird imbalanced, like, top heavy result that makes people at the top themselves like unhappy, I think. So it just because if everyone is unhappy, then you can't get like 3 people at the top to be happy. Everyone is crying and dying and fucking sad and bad and fucked up. So what the fuck are they supposed to do? Even if you have a zillion dollars, it means nothing. So I think the whole point is that we absolutely have to try, if we want to change things, to make this difference in education, to make this difference in being able to reach to people who they are in existence, our oneness with everything, that to integrate the human and life with the rest of the universe and see its place and see its meaning. And telos means the direct, the aim, like the way that the direction that the universe is moving, the universal process, like the history, where it's flowing. Like, you know, when you have a timeline in Facebook or any kind of timeline, your history, your life, and you look at events and you're like, you're born, and then you grow bigger, and then you grow old, and then you die, and there's like an arc that makes some kind of sense. The universe itself has something like that. That is very clear. There's some kind of progression taking place. There's complexifying, and the universe was much more simple, and now it's much more complicated. That is not only happening on the human scale, and obviously the human scale is a part of the universe, but that is also happening at all the levels, from the most basic atoms to the most complicated stuff. That was weird. The door just randomly swung open. So yeah, everything is just flowing, and it's all evolving together, and so that's one, and we're part of all of this. The second is how to think, how to process things, and relate to things and myself and people, like how to use intelligence, essentially, and or the intellect, even how to use like something like that. And the third is how to have access to multiple perspectives and be able to acknowledge the merit in all of them. And I think the cherry on top would be that everybody wants the same thing in the bottom line, and that there is a way for everybody to get all of that together. I think if we can get all of this dialed in, we absolutely will have a completely different looking everything.